That looks like the old one. It's not used anymore. And over here. Woohoo! Wow, this is steep! So hey guys and gals around Meeker Extreme, we're out here by the Champion Mill, west of Leadville, south of Hagerman, north of Independence Pass that goes into Aspen. And we're taking this road that splits off to your left when you're coming in to the Champion Mill. I think it was like 110J or something like that. I'll provide the link to the TrailTaker video that the FLB Club is doing right now, and provide a link to the tracks. So far, this one is definitely, mid-size bike and lower. It is steep and rough. So we kind of had an interesting situation. Had a guy in a new Grand Cherokee Trailhawk, and he was stuck. He high centered, and his jack broke, and we were trying to put rocks under and stuff. Finally, we were like, we'll just go get the truck. And so we were going to go get the FLB's truck. But, we parked way back in the beginning of the camping spots. So partway through this, or not this road, but from the Champion Mill back to the camping areas, we had some Jeep Wranglers going the other way. I think one was a Rubicon, and I asked them if they were going back there. So we hung out with the guy, talked for a bit, and then decided to continue on. We were just kind of dilly-dallying because, well, kind of want to make sure when somebody says they're heading back there, and they'll yank them off, they really do head back there, because they seemed like they were out sightseeing. I saw one of those Charles A. Wells books. No, we missed it. Right here behind you. In the rock pile. So we kind of waited for them. Oh my God. Let's clean the lens. We clean? Yeah. Well, you only live once, right? Let's see. Kind of like the right side. What do you guys think? Or the left? Yeah, let's stay left. Yeah, left was it. Let's get the FLB club. Here he comes. All the way up. This definitely gets harder. So once we knew those guys were definitely going back to where this guy was stuck, we went back. We told him, hey, Jeep's coming, and hung out a while. Came as we were heading back out. They were making their way there. Look at that view, guys and gals. Wow. Somebody made a road through this pile of rocks. And the FLB club just did awesome.
Yeah.
It got gnarly.
Yeah.
Okay, rating for this went up. So, yes, guys, I did go down, and of course, in my true fashion, I did not get it on video because we were coming back out again. We went through the water crossing that had a 90-degree bend in it. If you've ever been to the Champion Mill, then you'll know the one I'm talking about. And I go through just fine. Go through water crossing's not a big deal. But I try to show off. I go up the bank on the right, coming out, and hit that, get a little air. But the back end came up kind of odd, and man, it just washed out upon landing. And it felt weird, so I knew something was not going to end well. So the whole bike washes out, laying in the middle of the road. Another good thing for the Recluse, it kept the bike running. I gave it a little gas, picked it up, and just pretty much motored on. So, man, just another good quality thing about it. Another good point, drop the bike stays running, you just pick it up, and on a kickstart bike, that is huge. So if they offer an EXP 3.0 system, which is their cheaper system, if you have that option for your bike, you would be crazy not to get one. I can never make promises, but if you mention Rocky Mountain Adventure Riders, or possibly even TrailTaker, because they sponsored us, maybe they do a little bit on the price. Of course, you'd have to call them. Can't guarantee anything because, prices change, deals change, the amount they make on a unit changes. There's a lot of changes, right? And YouTube is, well, forever, as long as YouTube is around. So, with that said, you can always toss Rocky Mountain Adventure Riders or TrailTaker or myself, Meeker Extreme. We had extensive talks, yeah. And hey, it might save you a few bucks, I can't guarantee what. Could just be shipping or something, Don't really know. So, but it's worth always tossing out a name or see if there's any discounts. And yeah, go from there. You can also order the units if you prefer through your local dealer. And if you use a dealer I would recommend would be for Colorado Springs would be Apex Sports. Just go maybe talk to the general manager, Mike, and see, they might be able to give you sign off too for ordering through them, So, people always are surprised at the deals I get or this or that. It's because I ask. And I'm not unreasonable, I leave it up to the company or dealership or whatever. Usually I'm like, hey, look, is there anything you can do? And they come back and they say, hey, yeah, we'll help you out with those tires for the XR this time. Okay, awesome, Why? I mean, if they said $5 off, I'd be like, okay, yay. It still was better than nothing, right? So, usually, the trade secret there, guys, is I usually ask on stuff that I'm probably going to buy anyways. So, they come back and they say, all we can do is 50% off, which is awesome. That's all we can do. Okay, I just say 50% or 20% or 30%, whatever the case is, 10%. Just because I asked. And I think a lot of that is just because you asked. Is there anything you can do for me? And they kind of him or haw. You can be, hey, I do YouTube videos and, I don't mind making an install video or mentioning your name. I paid for the tires, so don't get me wrong, but Apex helped me out on the price, so I don't mind mentioning their name. Plus, I also know, because I doing the nonprofit Rocky Mountain Adventure Riders, I know who supports the trails, and I don't mind going to those guys first, and if they say no, I don't mind. I'll still probably buy whatever it is, right? I still needed tires. Maybe I wouldn't have bought the back tire that day. I would have just, bought the front or something. Vice versa, whatever. So, always ask, guys. Don't be afraid. What's the worst they're going to do? Say no? We can't. I hear no a lot. Sometimes it's no, and then I just kind of think about it. Well, did I really want that? Or one company says no, the other one says, here you go. You can have one. We want somebody to do an install video because there is no install video. You might be like, well, but then you're biased. Not necessarily. I think that's kind of a weird mentality to think, but lately with the whole CSC and Joe Burke thing and magazines, maybe to a degree, but I mean, really, if something's really bad, I'm probably not going to just talk about it. I'm going to go back to the company and be like, I had a bad experience. I'm going to let them try to correct it, because maybe it's a fluke. Maybe I did something wrong. Nothing more embarrassing than you do something wrong, and then you find out, like, wow, it was me. So I don't think there's actually anything wrong with YouTubers reviewing stuff if they get stuff, and you can still do an honest review. And I've never had a product that was so bad, but that I would bash anyways. It hasn't happened yet. I mean, maybe it will happen down the road, but usually it's stuff I have interest in, I've done research on, and it's just like, there's just not a good install video. There's just not an unboxing video. There's just not a lot of hype for whatever it is. So I sell the ability to generate hype for a product. That's what I'm doing. I'm a salesman. I'm selling the hype. And like I said, I also am selling them the R&D. But, you know, I put this on my bike and there's like an issue, you know, let me tell you, hey, there's an issue. There was an issue with the recluse clutch. Now that I've been using it a while on my second setup, I need to really get back to him, which I have not done. I know I've just been so busy, so oops, but I need to get back to him, make a video, send him that video and say, hey, and yeah. So you can totally be honest. You can still do reviews, and really, there's a lot of stuff. That's why my site focuses on a lot of different stuff, just not motorcycle related. Is because I'll see, like, there's no Jeep video installing X product. So I'm buying the product anyways. I'm gonna make a video that shows me doing the install. First, you know. And now with the bike ones, I feel more comfortable going to the companies and being like, hey, you know, if I do this, will you help me out or give me something? I probably could do it with the car ones too, but now that I have quite a few good car product install videos, so I probably could go to the manufacturers. But usually, you know, with cars, it's kind of different. I need the product. Like, I need a water pump. I don't have time to email them and hope they get back to me or whatever. So, you know, guys, that's just a little tip for you that are getting into YouTube, that are trying to do stuff, that want to do product reviews or some type of talking about a product. And that's the thing. I'm not talking about the install and stuff more so than necessarily a review. I'm telling you, like, this is how it's installed. This is how this works. And really, most products, it's hard to review short term. It's really the long term. You know, the Recluse is awesome. I love it so far. I don't know. Well, does it last 5 years? Does it last 10 years? What's the life expectancy? You know, those are all long-term reviews, which is harder to sell a company. But if you slowly do long-term reviews, you'll have some street cred that you stick with it, that you're going to do all these reviews. And so then they'll kind of believe you, right? It's kind of hard to sell that. Right, is this YouTuber going to be making YouTube videos in 5 years? Who knows, right? Could be dead. But once you start nailing them out and time has gone by, you can say, yeah, well, I stick with it, you know? Here you go. Here's a link to this product, and I updated that product 5 years later, 10 years later. And then that's where you might come into the good and the bad, and hopefully the company doesn't take it as a threat, but they can be like, yeah, since then, you know, we've really improved on that, so that doesn't happen. And then you can talk about that in the future, right? So anyways, guys, I hope that helped you out and gives you some tips and tricks, and don't be afraid. Keep saying that. Too many people are afraid to ask. Don't be afraid. So, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hey, watch my other videos. Take care.